It is known that corruption prevails there, and yet German tax money is sent there, where it is well known that some of it disappears. That is quite something. That should not happen. And you can see that the German taxpayer is being taken advantage of against their will, because they certainly do not want that. The concept of BRICS, which we have often heard today, is the multipolar concept of the world order. And that is somewhat different from what, for example, leading representatives of the USA or Europe envision. And there are indeed differences. But one should resolve these differences through conversation, discuss them, but not react with hostility. That is the fundamental difference between our policy and the policy that is predominant in Germany and Europe. And I also want to send a signal, firstly, to the Russians, that not everyone in Germany is a warmonger, and secondly to Germany, that one must engage in dialogue. That is our purest conviction. Do not close communication channels. So this is completely childish politics. What the West in Europe is specifically doing here, not talking to each other as if they were sulking. So we will see after the war that others will slowly start talking to Russia again. So why should we even stop it in the first place? And we can see that the United States and Russia have long been having talks, and that simply needs to be done. And if we do not do this, it is a missed opportunity to work for peace. But also, of course, Europe is taking itself out of the game again. As has been mentioned in many speeches today, Europe is losing more and more ground internationally. It is known that corruption prevails there, and yet German tax money is sent there, where it is well known that some of it disappears. That is quite something. That should not happen. And you can see that the German taxpayer is being taken advantage of against their will, because they certainly do not want that. It is now coming to light that Ukraine is responsible for the largest state terrorist act against German infrastructure. This means they are responsible for blowing up Nord Stream 2. I have to react immediately. I have to hold those responsible accountable. I have to withhold all funds immediately, but nothing of the sort happens. And it will be the same here again. Yes, well, they will say there is corruption and we are losing money here. But we absolutely have to support Ukraine no matter the cost, even if it's unfair, even if others are lining their pockets there. That's how I would assess the stance of the federal government and these representatives. And they will say to themselves, what is the top priority? The top priority is to discredit and indeed weaken Russia in this war, and everything else is subordinated to that. And then, unfortunately, money no longer matters. The ones who suffer are the German citizen and the European citizen.